Good morning, virtuous women, and happy Tuesday talks. My name is Michaela, and I'm so excited to share what the Lord has given me for today. As I began to pray and just seek the Lord, I heard the word lament. You know, there's a sound that heaven recognizes that many believers are afraid to make. We know how to praise and worship. We know how to shout, and we know how to make declarations and decrees. But where has our lament gone? I think many of us confuse lamenting as a weakness, or we assume that our maturity means we're being unbothered, or that our spirituality means that we're unshaken. But scripture tells us something totally different. In the book of Psalms, David cries out in chapter 13, verses 1 and 2. He says, "How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts? And day after day, I have sorrow in my heart. How long will the enemy triumph over me?" This is not rebellion, it's relationship. And even in the book of Lamentations, we see prophet Jeremiah in the midst of devastation, in the midst of it. He's saying, "Lord, great is thy faithfulness," which means lament is not about absence of faith. It's a faith that refuses to disconnect. And I didn't just learn this in theory. I didn't just learn this in reading. I learned this through a season. I walked a season of loneliness, and instead of bringing that loneliness to God, I decided to allow that loneliness to fuel anger, and then I allowed anger to make decisions for me. And instead of lamenting, I silenced myself. Now, I didn't stop believing, I stopped engaging. And as an intercessor, that is heavy, because when your assignment is to open up your mouth and pray, silence then begins to feel like failure. I assumed that because I was withdrawn from the presence of God, that He would withdraw away from me and allow me to just do what I wanted to do. But no, that's where James 1 and 4 really woke up. That scripture woke up and began to speak to me. It says, "Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature, complete, not lacking anything." Perseverance doesn't mean you're pretending. It means remaining honest, remaining connected, remaining surrendered. In that moment, I had realized that perseverance wasn't about surviving what hurt me. It was about allowing God to mature me through that process. But the thing about maturity is that it's going to require honesty. Suppressed grief becomes misplaced anger. Unprocessed pain becomes spiritual fatigue. And this is why your lament matters. Because lament keeps your heart soft while God is doing the work in you, while He's strengthening your spirit. So even while I didn't pray, He kept sending assignments. He kept sending me assignments. I'm like, I don't want to do nothing spiritual. But I'm hearing, "Sis, I need you to pray for me. Sis, somebody has something going on. I need you to speak a word into it." I had to keep pressing. I had to remain connected because He kept pursuing me. And that's when I understood something very, very clear. God is not intimidated by our silence because He's after our hearts. Some of us feel stuck right in this present moment, but you're not stuck. You're being stationed. You're not being abandoned. You're being developed, and you're not hidden. You're being formed. And if you learn how to lament instead of allowing circumstances to muzzle you, you will recognize that where you are is not a punishment. It is preparation. Preparation for your maturity. Preparation for the clarity. Preparation for completion. James says it like this: "Perseverance finishes its work so that you lack nothing." This is a promise. So there shall be glory after this. Not because it didn't hurt, not because you handled it perfectly, but because you allow God in the midst of whatever you have going on to finish what He was producing in you. So my charge to you all today is learn to lament. Do not silence your grief. Do not over spiritualize or spiritualize your anger. Bring it to Him. Because on the other side of an honest lament is a believer who is mature, complete, and not lacking anything. Happy Tuesday talks, ladies.